You clicked on this video because you want to know what these wealth killers are, right? Well, let's break them down together, starting with the most obvious one, but often underestimated: inflation. For easy understanding, I'll take you back to when you were just a young kid. You were told to save your money, maybe even had a piggy bank to stash your coins. That piggy bank seemed like the start of a financial empire. But as noble as those intentions were, no one explained how inflation could silently eat away at your hard-earned dollars. You see, inflation is the slow erosion of your dollar's purchasing power over time. Even the Federal Reserve sets a target of 2% annual inflation. That might not sound like much, but compounded over decades, it's devastating. Said another way, the government wants your dollars to lose purchasing power. And although this is great for the economy as a whole, it isn't great for your wallet. Think about it. In the 1950s, a single income could support the American dream. Remember the American dream? A house, a car, a white picket fence, and 2.5 kids. By the 1970s, you needed 2 incomes to achieve the same dream. Fast forward to today, and even 4 incomes, side hustles included, might not cut it. Inflation is relentless, and that's why sitting on cash for too long is a recipe for disaster. I'm not saying you shouldn't have some cash saved for emergencies. In fact, I want your emergency fund to be well-funded. But once that's done, it's time to smash the like button. Wait, what did I just say? I meant to say smash your piggy bank and put any additional money into assets that outpace inflation. Stocks, real estate, or other appreciating assets, these are your shields against being financially roasted. And while those shields are key in protecting yourself from the slow burn of inflation, there's another fire out there you need to be prepared for: the financial burden and wealth killer of college debt. You've heard the pitch. You can't put a price on education. It's an investment in your future. While education is valuable, the truth is that not all degrees are created equal. Many students take on significant debt for degrees that can't pay it back. And the math just doesn't add up. You graduate with $80,000 in debt but land a job that pays $40,000 annually. With interest piling on, it's like running on a treadmill that's speeding up while you're already out of breath. And that's what is happening to the older generation of millennials. According to a survey conducted by the Harris Poll, 52% of the respondents, that's more than half, said they regretted taking student loans, meaning the degrees were not worth the money spent on acquiring them. To avoid falling in the same trap, I recommend being very rational and smart about college education. And nothing is smarter than graduating debt-free or with very little debt, if at all. But how do you do that, I hear you ask? The trick is in early planning. Look for scholarships. Local sponsors, national funds, and other resources are out there. But you need to know about them and prepare. During weekends and summer breaks, the smart high school student will spend countless hours. Yep, you heard that right. Countless hours. Searching for scholarships and grants on the internet. And there are many other strategies you can use to lower your college bill, which I haven't shared here to avoid making this video too long. Type college debt in the comments section if you'd like me to further explore this wealth killer in future videos. But escaping college debt doesn't mean you're in the clear. For many, the next wealth killer is shiny, tempting, and parked right in front of you. A brand new car. A shiny, tempting car parked right in front of you can feel like the ultimate symbol of success. But here's the harsh truth. Cars lose value the moment they leave the dealer's lot, usually about 10%. So why spend your hard-earned money financing something that's dropping in value? Like I always say, keep your wheels in check or your finances wrecked. Instead, consider this. Buy a reliable used car with cash. It'll get you from point A to point B just as reliably, without those huge monthly payments weighing you down. The money you save can go toward real wealth builders, like stocks, an IRA, or other investments that grow over time. But let's be honest, ego often drives these decisions. Maybe you're eyeing that BMW or Tesla, convincing yourself you can afford it. Deep down, though, you know you're stretching. Why? To fit in? Let me tell you something. Nobody cares. You think they do, but they really don't. And if they do, they're not worth impressing because in the end, they'll drift away anyway. This might sound boring, but it's the path to building lasting wealth. While you're holding off on that luxury car, your dealer and the automakers aren't getting richer at your expense, you are. And remember, this strategy isn't forever, it's temporary. When your investments generate enough cash flow to comfortably fund a BMW, a Tesla, or whatever car you like, go for it. At that point, your assets, not your paycheck, are covering the cost. Even Warren Buffett, the king of frugality, owns a private jet. Why? Because he can afford it, and then some. The key is to afford the finer things the right way. And by afford, I don't mean stretching your paycheck, I mean letting your assets pay for it. The choice is yours. Build your own wealth or help BMW's bottom line. What's it going to be? If you dodge the shiny car bullet, the next one is even more lethal. It's the dream for many, but it's one of the most dangerous wealth killers you can fall into. Buying a house you can't afford. A house is often touted as the ultimate investment. But is it really? When you factor in mortgage payments, maintenance, property taxes, and insurance, your investment can quickly turn into a money pit. Many people believe owning a home is automatically a step toward wealth. But if you're not careful, it can become a heavy financial burden. Most successful realtors will tell you they make the most money off foreclosures. What does that tell you? People are losing money in real estate because they've overextended themselves. They bought more house than they could afford, thinking the property would only appreciate. The key is to be judicious. Don't overpay and don't buy more house than you need. A home can be an asset, but only if it's not draining your finances every month. Remember, that piece of dirt and concrete isn't always an asset. It can easily become a liability. Once you've crossed the big-ticket items like a house or car off your list, it's easy to let the floodgates of lifestyle inflation open. It's subtle but dangerous. You get a raise, so you upgrade your apartment. You land a better-paying job, so you swap out your perfectly fine car for a luxury model. Before you know it, you're living paycheck to paycheck, even though your income has grown. And here's where it gets tricky. Lifestyle inflation often feels justified. I worked hard for this, you tell yourself. And while you absolutely deserve to enjoy the fruits of your labor, unchecked spending can derail your wealth-building plans. Designer bags, fancy gadgets, and status symbol items. These are all distractions that keep you from your bigger financial goals. The antidote? Live below your means. Just because you can afford something doesn't mean you should buy it. Instead, focus on allocating raises and bonuses toward investments, not luxuries. The goal is to make your money work for you, not the other way around. Think about it this way. Wealth building isn't about spending more, it's about creating assets that fund your lifestyle upgrades. This mindset is essential for long-term success. And if you're wondering how to make that shift, check out my video, Why Everything Changes After Your First $10,000. That first milestone can really set you on the right path to managing your lifestyle inflation wisely and building real wealth fast.